Hey everybody, it's that time once again when I give you an update on my Patreon campaign, and in doing so, remind you that my Patreon campaign is a thing that exists that you can support if you want to, if you can afford it, if you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you would like to show that support and appreciation by making a regular monthly contribution to help me out, to support my YouTube work. You can do that at www.patreon.com/Steve Shives if you want to, if you're not doing that already. For this video, as I do every month, I'm just going to briefly run down the milestones in my Patreon campaign that I have yet to accomplish, the projects that I'll be taking on as I meet certain funding goals. I will describe our most recent Patreon Google Plus Hangout. I'll give you guys who are new supporters at the $5 a month or higher level a shout out, and then I'll be done. It really shouldn't take that long. Let's see how long it actually does take, shall we? First of all, I have milestones set up for the Patreon campaign to mark my progress. The next milestone that I have to hit is at the $1,500 a month level. And when I get to $1,500 a month in Patreon support, I will produce a series of all new audio podcasts based on An Atheist Reads series. The An Atheist Reads videos, for some reason, have become really my most consistently popular videos that I do on this channel. And a lot of people, ever since I started doing them, have said you should do these in audio format so people can listen to them, you know, in the car, or when they're going for a jog, or when they're sitting on the train or on an airplane or whatever. And I think that's a great idea, but what I want to do is I want to do it right. I want to do high quality original audio podcasts of these An Atheist Read series. I don't want to just rip an MP3 out of the video. Anybody can do that. So I'm going to go back through all of my old scripts, touch them up where necessary, make some changes. Hopefully after doing this for 4 years, I have gotten a little better at it than I was when I started. So I can touch the scripts up, polish them a little bit, and then record fresh, new, high-quality, audio-only versions of the An Atheist Read series. All of them, starting all the way back with The Case for Christ, going forward to all of them that I've done so far. And then I will be doing audio versions concurrently with the new video series that I continue to do in the coming years with the An Atheist Read series. So that is $1,500 a month, which I'm pretty close to. I'm at over $1,350 now. So I'm within striking distance of that $1,500 a month funding level. So if you would like to see An Atheist Reads audio podcasts, and you would also like to make a lot more work for me in the short term as I'm working to catch up and get those podcasts completed and out there, and you are not yet a patron of my Patreon campaign, please consider doing that if you can afford it. If it won't be a hardship to you, $1 a month, $5 a month, a small amount will make a big difference and will help me reach the $1,500 a month milestone to make those An Atheist Reads audio podcasts. Beyond that, I have defined at $2,000 a month. Again, I almost raised three fingers. $2,000 a month. At that point, I will begin to produce live, regular, weekly podcasts. The An Atheist Reads audio podcasts will come first, then a regular weekly podcast, sort of like Seth Andrews does on The Thinking Atheist. And it will be about a broad range of topics, not just atheist stuff, but the sort of things that I talk about on this channel in a broader sense. All the things I'm interested in: pop culture, politics, some funny stuff about movies, and of course atheism and religion and that sort of thing. It'll be a very eclectic soup that I'll talk about in the podcast, but I'm really looking forward to doing that as well, and that will happen at $2,000 a month. Live weekly podcasts from yours truly. And then finally, the last goal I have defined, this is quite a bit in the future, I think, at $3,000 a month. That's when I get a major upgrade of video production equipment. I will invest in a new camera, maybe multiple cameras, better lighting, better audio equipment, really invest in the production side of my channel so I can bring you the same sort of stuff that I've been doing all along, but higher quality, maybe more ambitious, more complex videos, that sort of thing. That's $3,000 a month, a major upgrade in my video production equipment. Now, we do Hangouts once a month, me and my Patreon patrons. And anybody can watch, whether you're a patron or not. The Hangout is streamed live on my YouTube channel as it happens, and it's then archived on my channel after the fact. So you can go back and watch any of the previous Patreon hangouts that I have done on my channel, whether you're a patron or not. But if you are a patron of mine, one of the benefits of being a member of my Patreon campaign is you get the chance to join me on the air in the Hangout. You can sit in the room, you can be in the room with me and talk to me in the Hangout. And I've done 11 of these so far. They've all been tremendous fun. The last few months we've had a full house. The room has been completely full. And it's just been one of the most rewarding things about being a YouTuber that I can remember. Just getting to talk to my viewers, my audience, who are kind enough to support me with Patreon donations. This past Hangout we had, the most recent one was July 26th. We talked about some serious stuff in that one. Usually we talk about more fun stuff, but this time we ended up talking about things that have been in the news lately, depressing, serious stories that deserve to be talked about. Things like police brutality, the death of Sandra Bland, and things that we should be talking about, things that are very important, and that you would probably, if you were having a serious sort of political, social conversation with your friends, you would be talking about. And that's what that really felt like to me. And it was really interesting and really good. And really, I hope that you'll check it out. And if you are not a member of my Patreon campaign and you would like to take part in a conversation with me and with other patrons about stuff like that, not always quite that heavy, but that same sort of thing. It's so much fun. And the next one, by the way, will be Sunday, August 30th at noon Eastern Time. They always start at noon Eastern Time. Eastern Time is my time. Sundays at noon, usually the last Sunday of the month is when I schedule the Patreon Hangout. So the next one, again, Sunday, August 30th, starting at noon Eastern, and we go for an hour. So consider joining us next time, won't you? Now, one more thing before I do some shout-outs. If you are thinking of maybe supporting this channel, you like what I do, you'd like to toss a couple of bucks my way, but for whatever reason, you don't want to commit to a regular monthly contribution as you would on my Patreon campaign, which, by the way, you can cancel anytime. There's no, like, commitment. You don't have to do it for any length of time. You can give me a contribution 1 month and then cancel it immediately if that's what you really want to do. But if you don't want to commit for whatever reason to a rolling donation, you can donate using the support button on my YouTube channel. You can click the blue support button, and that is Google's fan funding feature. You can enter any dollar amount and click the support button, and it will go directly to me. It's just basically, it's like a tip jar. It's making a one-time donation. You can do that if you want to support the channel and you don't want to join the Patreon campaign. Just a one-time donation, blue support button. So please consider that if the Patreon thing isn't quite for you, but you would like to support me and support the channel in some way. Now, last thing, most important thing before I go, shout-outs. If you donate to my Patreon campaign in the amount of $5 a month or more, your reward is at the end of these at the end of these thank you for your patronage videos, you get a shout-out. I will say your name and I will say thank you. So here are the new patrons that I have acquired since the last video that have pledged at the amount of $5 a month or higher. Here we go. Steve Walsh. Thank you, Steve. The Illiterate Atheist. Thank you, Illiterate Atheist. Sydney Meduno. Thank you, Sydney. I hope I got your name right. Jeered Hoke. Thank you, Jeered. I hope I got your name right. I fear that I didn't. David Marble. Thank you, David. Matt Grandis. Thank you, Matt. Hector Nuno. Thank you, Hector. Or Hector Huno. I'm sorry, Hector Huno. Thank you, Hector. David Ordaz. Thank you, David. And Mike. Just Mike. Thank you, Mike. And apologies to those of you if I got your name wrong when I pronounced it. Thank you so much for joining the campaign. Thank you all who are members of my Patreon campaign at whatever dollar amount you are involved, whether you have been a supporter since the beginning of the campaign or you just joined this month like those folks I just read their names. I appreciate you so much. I could not do this without you. You have changed my life. You have made this an incredibly rewarding and wonderful experience to do this YouTube work that I love to do, that is so much fun and so meaningful to me, and amazingly seems to be meaningful to a lot of you guys too. So thank you all for supporting me. Thank you to those of you who are considering joining the Patreon campaign and adding your support to those who are already there. And thanks to all of you, as always, for watching this video. And I will be back next month to talk to you about this again. Take care.